Well, hey y'all, welcome to a Wet Your Whistle Wednesday on Uncle Bub's Bell Buckle Beer Reviews. And I'm out here in late afternoon. It's probably, I don't know, 3 o'clock or so. Been raining all day, on and off. Sun come out, then it rained. Sun come out, then it rained. Well, rain's held off for a pretty good while. The sun's out. I need to get some beer reviews done, so I'm out here. You see it, maybe the sun shining behind me a little bit, whatever. Anyway, I've got my last beer that I brought back from Florida. We stopped at a convenience store on the way back home from Florida on my vacation, and I got 3 different brews at the convenience store we got after we stopped off the interstate there. This is something from the First Magnitude Brewing Company out of Gainesville, Florida, and it's called an URSA American IPA. It's a 7.1% ABV. And I appreciate them putting it right there on the front where you can see it. Says, good things spring from here. First Magnitude Brewing Company. A big hoppy bear of a beer. URSA makes for a great night of stargazing. That's what it says on the back of the can here. Keep cold, drink fresh. The date. Alright, so it was packaged in December of 24. Alright, but with a 7.1% ABV, it shouldn't make any difference. We're going to pop this bad boy open and see what we got here. American IPA out of Gainesville, Georgia. On a Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, my last Florida brew. Not pouring right. I'm pouring wanting to drip down my damn thumb. Ooh, that's a pretty gold brew. Dadgum. Got a nice head on it. Boy, that is a pretty deep, rich gold. Dadgummit, I don't know if you can see it or not. I've got glare on my camera, so I can't see a whole lot on my lens there. It's got a nice hoppy presence to that. Ooh, it's almost a floral aroma coming off of it. Wow. Complex aroma coming off that thing. Wow. But just a beautiful gold brew. Now it is slightly hazy. I mean, I can see some images through it, but it's still got a lot of haze to it. But man, just a beautiful gold color. Let's get a taste of that head. Alright, so the head lingered in there good. The flavor of the head, kind of like the aroma. It's got a floral and a juicy type flavor to the head there. And just some a nice fine bitterness in the finish of the head as well. Man, that's good. First Magnitude Brewing Company. I ain't never heard of them. Out of Gainesville, Florida. So when I stopped at that convenience store, I guess we were leaving Florida or in Georgia at the time or whatever. I can't remember where we stopped, but I saw that I always go to the singles whenever I stop anywhere on the interstate. If I go to a convenience store or something, I'll go to where they have the singles, because a lot of times you can find some different stuff there. And I found 3, and I've already done the other 2. One of them was a definitive timeless ale, and the other one was a Japanese style rice lager. And both of those are pretty good. This one right here is promising with the flavor of that head. So let's check it out here. Let's see. I'm gonna give that can a swish. See if it hazes it up anymore. Ooh. It did. I can't see images through it at all now. All I can see is shadow. But man, that is a beautiful gold brew. Hell, it almost looks orange. URSA American IPA. First Magnitude Brewing Company, 7.1% ABV. So, this is for all American workers. Hey, I love and appreciate y'all. Thank you for the hard work that you do to provide for yourselves and your families, pay your own damn way, just like I do. Cheers, brothers and sisters. That's a good IPA right there. The floral hoppiness translates down into the body, which is surprising. It's not real strong, but you can detect it, man, in the flavor. And it doesn't have as much bitterness in the finish of the brew as it did in the head. The head had a nice, strong bitterness to the finish. The brew itself is not as strong, but it still has a pretty good little bitterness to it. Y'all, I'm sitting out here in my driveway, and this is my neighbor. Well, my neighbors, our fence row, got a field on the other side of me here. But man, in the evening, it's just a perfect little shady spot to come out and do a review. I got my house. I'm sitting there right in the center of my house. The side of my house is right here. I'm sitting dead center of it in my driveway, and I got privacy right here. And ain't got much traffic. Sometimes we'll get traffic go by, but whatever. Anyway, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Sometimes I get off on a tangent and start talking about some weird stuff. Now it don't tell me on here what kind of hops are used. It's got the government warning, all that kind of good garbage. But it doesn't. It just says Big Hoppy Bear of beer. Is what it says. It doesn't give me the kind of hops that are used or anything like that. If you're interested in checking them out, you can go to fmbrewing.com. That'll tell you a little bit more about them. Hell, I probably should have done that before I come out here. Y'all, I'm not monetized or anything like that, obviously. I mean, I'm just an amateur. I do all these by myself. I edit them, all that garbage. I do all that by myself, and I do it 4 times a week. Well, I post 4 times a week, put it that way. Every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm trying something for you. It may be something you're familiar with. It may not be. I try to do different beers as much as I can, but occasionally I do some revisits and stuff like that, but I don't have much choice. I'm here in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We're not like the beer haven of the world or anything. It's kind of hard to find some different brews sometimes. So I'll make a trip down to Murfreesboro, and usually they've got something. They've got something I've never tried, beer-wise, in Murfreesboro. So I try to make a trip down there when I'm running low. I still got enough beer to do maybe a couple of weeks of reviews right now. I made a big beer haul while my son and daughter were in visiting us. I actually did a review with my son-in-law and my son and his girlfriend while they were here. My daughter don't drink beer, or the one from Florida don't drink beer, so she wasn't interested in doing a review with us. Anyway, if you're in the Gainesville area and you see something by the First Magnitude Brewing Company, especially if it's this URSA American IPA, give us a shot if you ain't never. It's just pretty good brew. Unlike some IPAs, this one is got a mild tinge to it. Usually, if I find a mild flavor in a IPA, it usually does not have a good bitter finish, where this one does. It's got a very mild flavor, and that floral, that just hint of floral hops in the brew, but the finish has a nice bitterness as well, which is a double win for me. I love the bitterness in beer, and usually a milder beer that's easier to drink usually does not have a good sharp bite. Now, like I said, the bitterness is not as prolific as it was in the head, but it's still a nice bitterness that I love. So give us a shot if you ain't never. If you ever see them around, that, you know, crap. If I hadn't been traveling through Florida or Georgia, I wouldn't have never found this. But I'm glad I did. It's a good brew, and I was able to pick it up in a single. All right, y'all. That's been a Wet Your Whistle. I didn't grade it. I'm gonna grade this one. I'm gonna grade it an A because it's just got that mild, delicious floral that I don't experience a whole lot in an IPA, and it's still got that nice bitter finish that I really like. So I'm gonna score this one an A. All right, y'all. That's been a Wet Your Whistle Wednesday this week. Last of my Florida beers. Now tomorrow I got the last of my gift beers on a Tennessee Thirsty Thursday that my buddy Ralph got me. He got me a mixed 6-pack. Well, hell, he got me 10 beers. He got me 10 different beers, and 6 of them was from a Tennessee brew right down the road here, and then 4 of them were Samuel Adams, and I've already reviewed all those. So tomorrow's my last gift beer from my buddy Ralph, and I'll be doing it. It's a porter from Common John Brewery. So y'all stay tuned for that. I love and appreciate y'all. Cheers.